Excellent.
So hello, everybody. I'm Carla Meske. This is Shamanic Soul Gardening, and I'm with SpiritHealer.com. I'm an animal communicator, animal healer, shamanic healer for animals and people, and I teach shamanism. If you're interested in learning shamanism, you can stay with our series here, Shamanic Soul Gardening, which is one branch of what we do. And you can come to my website, SpiritHealer.com, where you can do a class, get an introductory class, and then learn about all of our courses in shamanism. I'm here today with Shamanic Soul Gardening. This is a way of working that my teacher, Grandmother Sunflower, has been teaching me over the many years. And what it is, we have a place in non-ordinary reality, a beautiful home in non-ordinary reality that mirrors, that is another dimension of our ordinary reality lives. And in our Shamanic Soul Garden, we cultivate the life of our dreams. We know who we are. We put our core essence into that garden, and we ask the spirits, the fairies, the dragons, the spirits who love us to work with us to cultivate a garden that will grow what our intention is, and our lives form according to that. So it's a way of doing intentional life development work. It's also a place you can do healing work and just great contemplation. So this is our episode 3. In the first episode, we learned what a soul garden is and we found its perimeter. In the second episode, we went to the center and we saw what was in the center, and we discussed how it is a portal into all the dimensions, especially to the dimensions of the spirits like the dragons who will fertilize the seeds of our dreams. Today, we're going to plant our first seed. We're going to go to our center. We're going to put into that center our core beliefs, what we stand on, our foundational beliefs. And then we're going to work with our spirits to form one singular intention of what we would like to dream into the world. One intention we would like to dream into the world. And we're going to put a seed into that center, journey to have it fertilized, and then go out with our garden teacher and plant that seed. Are you excited? Yay! Yay! We have on the Zoom call today, Shoshana, Giovanna, Lainey, Carol, Carolyn, and let me see who else, Barbara, Andrea. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to put us all on the mixed view so we can see each other. Have you guys got anything you'd like to check in on with respect to your garden and how it's been going for you for the last week or so? You have to pull yourself off mute if you want to share. I hear quiet. Okay. And on Facebook, we have, who's that? I'm not getting that. I think Karen's speaking, but I'm not getting it. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute back again, Karen. On Facebook, we have as many people as are. I wish I could interact with you, but I'm sorry I can't do Zoom and Facebook at the same time because I'm just not that talented. Other people might be able to, but it's beyond me. All I can do is broadcast the Zoom into Facebook Live, and I can interact with you later. All right, your Shamanic Soul Garden. Let's begin with a journey going back to our soul garden. Going down, for me, I go into my sacred tree in non-ordinary reality, the beautiful tree, and I merge with it, and then I drop down through the roots into Grandmother Sunflower's garden, and we step from there through the gateway into my soul garden. And the perimeter of my soul garden is like a stone circle in the old world. And it's got big, beautiful trees around it. But then beyond that are other perimeters, rings of rings of rings. It's really kind of like our beautiful world. So we're going to go into our soul gardens. We're going to reconnect with our garden teacher. And if you haven't met one yet, just ask to meet who is the spirit who will be guiding me through this garden. Let's go back to the center then and put into the center one core belief of yours about your truth. And mine will be, even though I am not always this way, I choose to be true to myself. Sounds like something Elida would say, doesn't it? It's because I learned it from her. My girlfriend, Elida Birch, who has this fabulous course on co-manifesting the spirit. And I highly, highly recommend it. Elida Birch, the Co-Creation Handbook, is it? Yeah. Highly recommend her. Okay, I will do a soft drumming for us. Again, our journey is to enter our soul garden, see its perimeter, see its center, connect with our teacher, and going to the center, state out loud a core truth of you that every single thing that you manifest in your life and in your garden is fed by this core truth. And there's a million of them to choose from. Just pick one. And if you have more, you can go ahead and do that too. All right, let's do this. It'll be about, let's say, a 5-minute journey, because we like to keep them short for these little classes. Okay? grandmother Sunflower had me, she worked with me to reformulate my cornerstones for the garden. And it was interesting. The first one is to create a nurturing garden for the Spirit Healer tribe, to create and hold the space for Spirit Healer tribe, for all of us to be together, to grow together, and to come into our spiritual joy together. That was the number one. And the number two was to be absolutely truthful and true to myself. And what that really means is to trust myself, to behave in a way that I am trustworthy to me, that I am not sabotaging myself or any of the things that are connected to me, which is, so important because our self-sabotage is so subtle. And the third was to just stand in love and peace and compassion. When my energy goes into to choose to turn back to love, peace, and compassion. And the thing about setting these cornerstones is that the choices that you're making with those go into each seed. So as you're fertilizing the seeds inside the center and then placing them into the garden, those cornerstone principles and properties get grown in the garden that you're cultivating. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to go out on a limb and share some of their core idea or principle they may have put into the center?
I will, Giovanna.
Ah.
I just love relying on this garden master to get guidance from. And so I did get help formulating it. And so it really was very simple, similar to yours. I listened to and am guided by my heart. And then she showed me how to put this seed in there. And as soon as I did, everything, like every plant, every piece of soil, everything got so lively and excited and expanded, like, yeah. So it's like it awakened everything in there for whatever's going to come next. It's beautiful.
It's neat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like our ocean kelp juice with formic acid added to it. I just learned those are the great fertilizers to put on your garden. And in my microgreen garden now, I'm using ocean kelp juice. Everything, excellent. It's exploding. Yes. Anyone would like to share their core? Shoshana, unmute.
I guess that would help, right?
Yeah.
Well, an interesting thing was when I was taken to the garden, I went to the upper world and, the deal. And so everybody wanted to come. All the power animals, everybody's there. We're all going. I said, really? Yeah, we're all going. So it's actually off planet. Who knew?
Oh.
And it's in Alpha Centauri, and it's an island. And I said, an island? They said, yes, you love water. We know you love water. And the water is magical. There's something really super magical about this. And so to make a long story short, when I got there and my master gardener was there, mine was similar to Giovanna's. It said, and yours. So my core belief was told to me, under all circumstances, I desire to see through my heart. And the other one was to create peace. Under all circumstances, those two things are really important. And so that felt really right to me. We were all in the dodecahedron, the thing got expansive and illuminated. You know how it is. It's like magic. And so, it'll be exciting to get some seeds going in there. And they said this water that surrounds the island will come up from the island and water the garden from underneath in this super magical way. And I went, I'm in, so thank you.
Anybody else? All right, you brave souls. We're going to now plant a seed. We're going to plant a seed for an anchor plant. An anchor plant is, not lettuce. It's a perennial that will be like a grandfather or grandmother in that garden. And I would say a tree, but what if yours is a wisteria? Or what if yours is some fabulous allow-dichotomy from Madagascar? Who are we to say what your anchor plant is? What if it's a fantastic, non-ordinary reality plant like Dr. Seuss would grow? We aren't to say. I'm not to say. But you're to now go to your garden and ask your master gardener, what shall we plant that will be an anchor? Now, in my garden, it's actually a pecan tree. I know, I love pecan trees. And this pecan tree, when I go and harvest the fruits, when I do that, money comes in. People buy my classes, and it's wonderful because that's how I make a living. So thank you very much. Thank you, honors and blessings, for helping me pay the rent. I appreciate that. So an anchor plant in your garden that will shade and protect and be a cornerstone place for you. Something that will in your life manifest an important, ongoing, necessary thing. Maybe your health, maybe correct relationship, maybe just joy, maybe making a living, which is what mine does, because that's an ongoing need. So think about what it is that you'd like to mirror, and go to your garden with your gardener and ask for a seed for an anchor plant that will set that intention into the ground and root it. Now take that seed and put it into the center. And ask
in the dragon's egg.
In the dragon's egg, if that's your center is a dragon's egg. Other people's may be a fire or a crown. I don't know what's in your center, but mine is a dragon's egg crystal. And so put it in there and ask that the magical ones fertilize it. The magical ones, whoever they are. For me, it's dragons, but might not be for you. The magical ones to fertilize it. And then take it with your garden master and plant it. So this is kind of complex, but it's really not. What is it that you want to anchor in your life? Go to your garden master. I want to anchor this. Please give me a seed for it. Take the seed, go put it in the center, and ask that it be fertilized by the magical ones. Receive it back, dig, 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 and plant it. Okay? Drums up. Well, that was really interesting. I have to say, I did not expect it. I asked the spirit to show me what anchor plant, what Ram is my garden master, and he said, we're going to be planting it in this other area, and I'd like you to put an anchor plant in on your last of your three-legged stool, which is to hold peacefulness, to be in a place of peacefulness. And he brought me a seed which was covered in spines. He called it a hoary seed. And we put it in my hands and we put it into the crystal ball, and a fish came up and ate it and gave us back a gelatinous egg. You know, like some eggs, when you wet them to get them ready to germinate, they get gelatinous. It was gelatinous seed. And we took it to a section of the garden that was in between two wells. One was the well of Bridget and the other was the well of the Cailleach. So this is a Celtic understanding of a goddess who is the winter and the summer goddess, and so it's a balance of all the things. And we opened a crossroads in between those two wells and planted the seed and then watered it with silver light water. And I don't know what will grow. I don't know what kind of plant is going to grow from it. But I do know that my job is to fertilize that seed with the compost I make from composting all of the energy of anger, divisiveness, all of that, even fear that I experience and that I'm aware of coming through my ears or coming into my field, that I make a compost pile in the garden that is a sacred place to dispose of all of that and create the nourishment for this centerpiece tree. This is not an instant overnight change. This is a way of walking in the world between the Cailleach and Bridget, between these two forces, in order to hold the space of harmony. That's what I was told. Kind of crazy. What did you guys get? You can pull yourself off mute to give a quick sharing.
I'll go. It was insane. So I went out there with the whole gang, and I said, well, what are we planting? They said, you're planting a mighty oak. And they said, we want to put it in the dodecahedron. I said, no, you can't, because I need it in the garden. How's that going to work? Are you going to go through the top of the dodecahedron? How's that going to work? And I went, okay, we got it. So they planted it right outside, and the oaks here, the live oaks, have arms that undulate, that look like octopus, actually, and they touch down on the ground. I mean, they're monstrous. And so this thing just started growing around the dodecahedron and touched down in all the sections of my garden. And they said, you're getting the whole ball of wax. You're getting the relationships, the health, the prosperity. We just, we got to do this now. You're not getting any younger. So let's just get them all out there. It was great. And I have this gorgeous live oak, which we have a lot of them in South Mississippi. They never drop their leaves. They're alive all year. And these arms that undulate down into everything. So
would you send me a picture of one?
Oh my God, yes. They're hundreds of years old here.
Oh.
Hundreds. Yeah, they're beautiful. Yes, I'd be happy to do that. Thank you so much. That was so lovely.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Now,
it's magnificent.
Amazing.
Our next meeting is Monday, and between now and then, here's my promise to you. I am going to create a page where we can share our experiences, right? So we can create a body of work around this. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but I am going to do that so we can post our experiences and have conversation and have a body of work that builds around this.
Beautiful.
Great idea.
Do you have any last thoughts that you'd like to share before we close?
I do.
Oh,
You know, this Giovanna again, I'm just continually amazed about relying on the spirits and asking for the help and guidance, because what unfolds is rarely what I would have thought of or come up with. You know, it's just amazing. So, and I really feel blessed sharing your gifts with you. It's just, this is, I think, such an amazing process. Thank you, honey.
Thank you, darling. And I really want to thank Giovanna for encouraging it, because she, of all the people, when I first came up with Shamanic Soul Gardening and put it out there, Giovanna is the one who kept beating the drum saying, do not drop this, make this happen, do this, do this, do this. And so thank you.
You're so welcome. I really do see it as maybe a book with individual stories and what happened. I mean, it's so practical. It's so practical, you know? And I love that about shamanic work. You know, besides magical and interesting and delicious, but it's so fabulous. So thank you.
I want to learn how to draw. So I can draw the pictures, but you know.
Plant it in your garden.
I will. And then I'll go out and put an iPad with Procreate.
Yes.
Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Joe's an amazing artist.
Yeah.
Teach you to draw.
All right, my loves. Thank you. Honors and blessings to you.
Yay. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you so much. Mwah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.